Do you think if I froze my tongue before we recorded, it would be easier to say words? Because sometimes my tongue feels like...
Inflated?
Yeah.
I don't really know how to answer that, so I'm not going to. No.
That's not helpful.
Yeah. I don't know, Christian. I don't know how to help you with your issues. We all have demons we struggle with, which is a theme for this show. Hello. Wow. I am seeing how ridiculous it looks with these headphones over my hood, over my hat. So I'm going to do a quick bit of editing magic, and I'm going to remove my hood. And now we're good. Anyway, folks, we have been wanting to, we've actually been putting this off for a while, and Ask Me Anything. We did one in the past, and then now we're doing another one. So there's really no other way to explain that outside of we asked our audience a couple, it's months ago now, right?
I don't understand time anymore.
Last year. It might have even been last year. We asked our audience, hey, if you guys have any questions for us, we'll shoot another Ask Me Anything video. And so get your thoughts out there, and we'll respond, and we'll shoot that video, folks. And then it didn't happen. And we got the questions, and they came in even more so than when we first asked. We got some more questions and other stuff. And we are here to address those questions for you. And also apologize for saying, hey, sorry, it took way longer than I originally thought. But it's fun. We like this. We love hearing from you guys. Any questions you have for us about the way we do the show? Or as you can see, these questions, a lot of these aren't even about ghosts. It's really more or less just, hey, let's get to know the hosts a little more.
I'm a Leo. Oh, not that kind.
Okay.
Born in the 6th with Pluto in my 6th planet. That makes no sense. Never mind.
Okay.
I don't understand astrology.
Yep. Well, nobody does, and that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and get into these questions now because...
Who goes first?
What do you mean, who goes first?
When you answer them, are they directed toward both of us? One of us?
I think most of them are both. So you can answer first, and I'll just follow up or cut you off. Whatever works, you know?
Okay.
Anyways, this first one's from Jose, one of the OGs of the show. Anyways, he says, why are the boys in Alaska when they're from California?
I think the answer is going to be the same.
Yes.
It was a woman.
Classic. It was a woman. It was a woman. But you came up for like 10 years before I got here, something like that, right?
Yes. Something like that.
So we're both from the same part of California, roughly. And then we both ended up here 10 years apart.
Yep. One day, the person I was dating at the time was from Alaska, grew up in Alaska, moved to California, was in the hockey community, and I coached hockey, and some hockey moms set us up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So she's all of a sudden got a job, a similar position, but in Alaska for the company she worked for. I'm like,
I guess I'll come up here.
Yeah.
I guess it's time.
So I went. Everybody, I think all my friends and family thought I was crazy, but it worked out. A lot of good things came about. Got a decent job from it. You know, it's a beautiful state. It's kind of weird to think where I grew up and how I ended up here, but
happens to all of us. Yeah. Mine a little different. I was a budding singer-songwriter on MySpace, and I befriended a woman from Lancaster. That woman was his daughter.
Still is my daughter.
Was. Now, 14 or so years later, there we are. 2016, I had a not so fun time in Vegas. The dating scene was rough, to say the least. And so I hit up this good friend of mine at the time, and I was like, hey, we had a pact that if we were both single at 30, we'd get married. I was like, all right. I mentioned closer to that. Let's go on a date. I flew up here, took her out to pizza, flew back that same night, about 12 hours flight time between starting and returning home. And the rest is history. I moved up here in, 2017 or something like that? I think. I don't even know. I've been out here way too long.
That's what I'm saying. Time is weird sometimes. Especially, I think it's weirder in Alaska because of the long days or long nights. Part of the,
it is rough at times.
You really have to think about things up here a little bit more.
Superior brain capacity.
I don't know if it's superior, but there's more planning and, probably in any northern state, it's like that because weather is a thing, but sometimes it's extreme up here.
It gets pretty rough. Yeah, it gets pretty rough.
And I'm not even talking about the rain almost every day for the last month.
Anyway, this next one is from Samantha. She says, hi.
Hello.
I listen to a handful of podcasts of varying genres, but you guys are my all-time favorite hosts.
Thank you.
Thank you. Flattered. Do you have favorite podcasts, or I guess more in particular, do either of you have favorite hosts? If so, why are they your favorite?
I almost feel like I want to lead with my least favorite host.
Alex Jones.
Oh, I didn't think about him, but he's not really, he doesn't count anymore. He stepped out of the...
No, he didn't. he's every day still.
That's another episode for my thoughts on that person. But anyway,
sure.
There's one really successful podcaster. I'm not going to mention his name.
Was he out here recently?
He was. I think
for a crime show or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
I'm currently listening. It's great. He does a great job.
He has multiple podcasts, and most of them are pretty good. He's also a D-bag.
He's just not my favorite person. I don't know him personally, so I could be completely wrong.
He did talk to Heather when she was part of the show, though, a while back. So if you want the juicy deets on that, you hit Heather up.
My favorite is probably always going to be Dan Carlin.
I was going to say that for you. I was going to be like, he's probably going to say Dan Carlin.
Dan Carlin was the first podcast I ever listened to. I still listen to him. Sometimes they're long episodes that are history.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably the one I listen to a lot. I listen to a lot of history podcasts. So that's probably my...
Is that, you're just going to say Dan Carlin is your top favorite host of all time?
I like The Mayor, otherwise known as John Hoven and Dennis Bernstein.
Hockey podcast?
Yeah, if I was to say that, those two are probably my favorite because they talk about the LA Kings.
Well, there you have it, folks. Not a single ghost story to be found in the bunch. Can you believe it? No.
Some of that is on purpose.
Yes.
I have stopped listening to some of them as often. I'll pop in every once in a while, but I just don't want to accidentally copy somebody.
Yeah, that does happen from time to time. And you see it actually within, especially this community, you'll see one topic covered. And then over the course of like the next 6 months, you'll see every podcast do that. And with us in Belief Hole, it's a little different because we would be working on the same episode at the same time, like 6 or 7 times in a row. And to the point where it was like, okay, is this really happening?
It's pretty weird.
And it still happens. I don't even bring it up to them anymore. If I see them release something, I'm like, I was going to do that. I was like, that's fine. I'll sit on this for a year or something like that and bring it back out. They are awesome dudes. And I would actually say they're some of my favorite hosts of all time. They're fantastic at what they do. And so, yeah, shout out to Belief Hole. My favorite hosts, Dan Cummins is really good. He does Time Suck and Scared to Death and stuff like that. He's, if you like funny stuff it's almost like Dan Carlin, but actually with humor and shit in there. So Dan Cummins is really good. Great comedian. I also really love Your Mom's House with Tom Segura and his wife.
My mom's not even around anymore, man.
But most recently, and we were actually talking about this earlier, I think Brian Atlas of Whatever is the single greatest podcast host of this generation. And I'm calling it right now. And people that probably have seen clips of the show, Whatever, are probably thinking, are you serious? That dude, really? There is such a weird, multi-layered onion to this dude. Everything is genius, man. Everything about this show is absolutely genius. And if you are easily offended or whatever...
It's called The Downfall of Humanity.
That's the politics we're dealing with right now. The Whatever show is actually a lot better than that. If you like purely entertaining debate between like OnlyFans girls, you got all kinds of people, like even Candace Owens was on an episode, Michael Knowles was on an episode, and it's billed as like a dating podcast. So it's like pretty much men versus women or whatever. I think they record 2 episodes a week, and each one is like 6 to 8 hours long or something like that. So I exclusively watch clips, but it is such an entertaining and just fantastic, like well-produced show. Such a great idea. And I think Brian Atlas is he's a real one. And for me, like after seeing all the work that goes into just producing this fucking show, seeing what they're doing over there where people are like donating $200 just to comment on their stream while they're recording it live. This dude is cleaning up and it's entertaining. It's addictive, I got to tell you. And so I think right now he's my favorite.
It could change,
I stand by that. I stand by that.
My opinions can change. The only reason I'll probably always stick by Dan Carlin is because he just opened my eyes to what podcasting was.
He just opens my eyes a little. All right. So, Samantha, I'm sorry. That was a really long-winded response from both of us, but thanks for the question.
I can't think of any other podcast. Like, I feel like, does she want to hear something within our genre or just...
No. She didn't mention anything genre
okay.
specific. Right. And she said she listened to podcasts of varying genres. So I'm assuming you mean anything across. And I touched on Beliefful. They're in our genre for the most part.
Can I throw in one more?
Well, I did say it was a long-winded response, but
I'm just going to say it, the name of it, Hollywood Crime Scene. Good crime podcast for the Hollywood scene.
Wow.
If you're offended.
Said the same thing twice, different ways. But
just,
it's cool.
Hollywood Crime Scene.
Okie dokie then.
It's kind of funny.
All right. So this next one is from Teresa. And Teresa is another one that has been with us for a very long time. And we appreciate the hell out of you, Teresa. You are
awesome.
You are awesome, to say the very least. Just always, like, she was slapping stickers around, all kinds of shit. Always posted on the Facebook group, which if you haven't joined, it's getting up there now. We're closing in on 100. And the more people that join, the more anxiety I have. So if you guys want to see me really freak the hell out, join that Facebook group. Let's get in on it, huh?
I don't know, man. I don't have much anxiety. I think our people in that group would look out for us.
It's a fun group. There's a lot of good people in there. Anyway, Teresa says, what is the most bizarre paranormal concept that you are willing to entertain with the rational part of your brain? Ooh.
I feel like I need you to go first.
I feel like this is geared towards you, man. I mean, and we're talking rational part of my brain.
There's no rational part of his brain.
You guys hear him? Don't know. I don't know what's considered rational anymore. I believe a lot of weird shit, you know? Irrational, I could go on for days.
I could be like, yeah, the time is a flat circle. We've talked about him a bunch, so we can. Okay, here's one. You know, we have
lizard people.
No, definitely not that. Sometimes we talk a lot about like demons and crap like that.
I know you're not going to say demons. This is a red herring of sorts, people. Brace yourselves.
And while I don't believe there is an actual devil,
okay,
or like the hell that we've been taught from Dante on, even though there is an underworld in basically all the ancient religions that we know.
Hope we're getting someone with this, Christian. Are you leading to your answer, or are you just taking us to hell? I don't understand.
What if this experience on this planet
is hell?
Yeah, and you and I and everybody we know did something bad enough to be sent to hell, and this is hell.
Pop band from 2015 or something. I've thought about that. I've also thought a really interesting is that people say your life flashes before your eyes, right? And I've had times where I'm like, what if this is my life flashing before my eyes?
Yeah, who could tell?
Exactly.
Like,
are we in hell? Is this my life? Is it over?
What if we're already dead?
Mm.
And this is the hallucination of a life as our heart is slowly ending its time beating.
You like that, Teresa? Does that sound good? So what was it? Do you think that we're living in hell right now?
I don't think we're living in hell, but
you're entertaining that with a rational brain.
If there was a hell, this place makes a lot of sense. Mm. Like, I don't believe that there's fire and brimstone.
Okay.
I just maybe we have to work through some stuff, and this is the underworld of, ancient religions from the past.
Hey, what a fun underworld we're having.
I mean, there's fun times.
There's fun times, people. We're having fun times right now.
It's good to know that in the reality that is hell,
okay,
every once in a while, there's fun times. You can fall in love.
Oh.
You can have children.
Look at that.
Who were also sentenced to life in hell.
A lifelong hell. Isn't that fun? Yeah. Okay. I don't know about paranormal stuff that I can rationally believe in. I know conspiracy theories. I could go on like 50 or so right off the top of my head that I'm like, this is rational. This makes rational sense.
Okay, since
we're being lied to.
Since we don't talk about that too much here. Mm-hmm. Scott's conspiracy theories aren't really rational. Even the ones he thinks are right. There are a couple that he thinks are right that he's probably right on.
Wow.
But
okay, well, you guys heard that, so there you go. Christian, the person that doesn't believe in jack shit, is giving everyone the right or wrong.
I believe in a lot of things.
No,
I just believe...
You believe in
that we should
the self. You believe in the self. You are the self.
I believe I am wrong. The problem is me. Demons exist. Also, Scott is always right, eventually. in this life or the next.
Get a load of that shit. No, it's fun. Yeah, paranormal wise, I don't know, ghosts. I fucking believe. I actually, you know what?
Astral projection.
Astral projection is definitely a good one because there's been experiments on that. There's been things that people have tested. There's people right now that, can do it at will, pretty much.
What about like the multiverse type stuff?
Nah, that's all bullshit.
The Matrix.
That's all bullshit too. But it could.
Not like we're batteries, but we live in a world that's not reality.
Well, that doesn't have to be digital, though. We live in a world that's not reality, and it's controlled by a ton of people that are not the people that control the world. So there's a shadow government, people. I'm saying it. Okay, it's fine. It happens. These things happen in a fallen dystopian nightmare. And that's where we find ourselves. And that's cool. And that's fun. And everyone's enjoying themselves.
It's a choice you make. Do you focus on that ridiculous crap that Scott just said?
Sure.
That may or may not be. It doesn't really matter whether it's true. You make your own reality.
Oh my God. Open your third eye, huh? No. Huh? Will you, pal? No, it's cool. Yeah. So my mind takes me places, and that's fine.
Bigfoot?
Yeah, but yeah, I don't even have this is common knowledge with me. At the very I've done over 200 episodes of me talking about crazy, absolutely wild out there bonkers shit. And I'm like, at the end of the day, yeah, I think it's true. I think it's true. You got me. And I don't care if I sound crazy. You know what does sound crazy? People that believe the government. Okay? It's not easy.
That's sometimes the best time to.
It ain't easy being brown. No. Nobody's going to get that reference, and it sounds incredibly racist.
It does.
It's Arrested Development. Anyway, moving on to another OG from the FB, Melanie.
Hello.
What's up, Melanie? What's up? Hey, yo, what's up? Anyway, says, 2 questions, actually. It says, what would be your death row last meal? That's the first one. I'll let you answer that. Pepperoni pizza.
Fucking bomb-ass macaroni and cheese.
I was going to say the damn same thing. Would you look at that shit?
Or do I go with like...
celery stalks?
No, go back to like old school and craft macaroni and cheese. Maybe I have
Why not both?
Yeah,
dude, this is your last meal.
This is my childhood. This is my death.
And I want to make sure that I have absolute explosive diarrhea.
Stop
when they electrocute me.
Stop it.
It's going to end
That's not where we wanted to go. What would be your...
for one, macaroni. Yeah. And I'd probably have both of those as well. But see, you don't got to stop there. They got to get you shit, right?
Oh, we got to go back.
You got to have dessert and shit. You got to really spread. You got to have a nice spread there.
My mom's chocolate chip cookies and what she used to call gyozas. I don't know what they're really called. They're an Asian food wrapped in wonton. It was like white people Asian food with hamburger and carrots and celery. And I don't know if it's white people.
You're not allowed to say that either, Christian.
It's just what my mom made.
First of all.
And it was amazing with soy sauce. So macaroni and cheese, good kind.
Macaroni and cheese, horrible for you kind.
Who cares at this point?
I know, yeah.
We're going to the next level of hell.
Okay.
And then I'd have gyozas with plenty of soy sauce, top it off with chocolate chip cookies. I don't know what my beverage...
you don't think explosive diarrhea is at the end of this?
I'll be dead.
I know, but don't you want them to have a not great time? You're like, you're going to kill me, mother.
Why am I gonna pass my trauma on to somebody else? That's not how I live my life.
How life
and
works.
That's not how you should live your life.
Oh, yeah.
You don't...
I know you guys are probably thinking, is there a single day in this entire production where Christian doesn't bring a soapbox? And the answer is no. It's not. It doesn't exist. We've tried. We've searched high and low.
Scott has pointed out many times how old he thinks I am, especially recently. Well,
97,
now it's a couple
dude.
months.
It's not even like, I don't... Where's the disrespect?
It's 96. That's my hockey number. I'm always 96.
Yeah. I'm reminded of something else, but it's fine.
I don't even know where I was going with that. What was this thing? Oh, soapbox. I'm just passing on some hard-earned life experience.
I would like to get to the hard-earned answers to these questions.
We just answered that question.
No, you answered it for like 25 minutes.
Okay.
And then you're like, but oh, wait, and I got to go back and also add this.
I apologize. Scott, go ahead.
I'm hungry too, man. I'm about to die. Let me eat as well. Can I partake? Are we dying? Wait, are we dying together?
I feel bad for you if you have to die with me because I'll talk your ear off.
Yeah, what a change of pace that would be, right? Anyway, Yeah, mine, I don't know. Macaroni would be on the menu for sure. But you also got to top it off with something really tasty, you know, like
You say macaroni is not tasty.
Tuxedo cake. A slice of tuxedo cake. That's the fancy cake. It's got the layers and it's really good. And
Why did I think you were going to say tuxedo cat?
Tuxedo cat?
Must have been left over from the
time you were eating tuxedo cats?
No, just the other episodes we were recording where you were talking a lot about cats. I don't know, man.
It's fine.
I'm hungry. I'm really hungry now. Thanks a lot for this question.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of, and also we might have taken a hit of the peace pipe before recording this a bit. So the hunger is coming in strong. I feel it. I feel it in my loins.
I don't do the kind that makes you hungry usually.
Well, look at Christian being better than us again.
No,
I'm looking to be the most relatable podcaster of all time, Christian. That's what I want. I want to talk about depression. I want people to be like, he gets it. When I talk about anger, I want people to be like, yeah, this guy gets it. I'll talk about being fat because I ate pizza before recording. I want people to be like, I get it. I get it. It's relatable, and that's fine. Should we move on to the next question before this is why we can't do live streams. Okay. Do you understand how wild this would be? That question didn't make this video, but let me tell you, I've been asked to do live streams about 3 times in the last week.
We're doing it.
You need to do live streams. And here's the thing. We want to.
We're doing it.
We're going to at some point.
1 month.
Wow. This isn't even coming. This isn't even going to be out in 1 month.
Well, 1 month from when this comes out.
We want to. There's a lot that goes into a YouTube live stream that makes it a little trickier. And also, the internet in this studio sucks. It absolutely sucks. If you're not hugging that curtain over there, you're not getting a lot of signal. And so yeah, that makes it a little difficult for us to do live streams. Even though we want to, we may be able to do like Instagram lives and stuff like that and answer questions or talk to you guys for a little bit. But actual in-studio live streams is not happening right now until someone donates enough for us to get Starlink in the studio. Who wants to do that? It's about $1,000. Any takers? No? I think the donation on the website goes up to $1 million or $500,000. Either of those options would be good enough for us to get Starlink and retire.
We are talking about it, so we're going to try to figure out how to do it.
So I want people to know that it is on the agenda. It is something that we're going to do, but for the time being, it's just a lot harder to pull off when we're already juggling 50 different things, and the internet sucks. So that's kind of the main one, but it is coming. It is coming. Anyway, the second question from Melanie. If I may return to the AMA, I'm sorry that I rhymed so much today.
I've always wanted to be on an AMA. I've always wanted to be famous enough to have one of those.
Oh, well, we're not that famous, but I gave people the opportunity anyway. And I should actually clarify, we're not famous at all, but I did give people the opportunity to ask us questions, much like the press does.
Dude, let me tell you how famous Scott is. I'm at work the other day, and I work with a guy. He has a beard, wears a hat. Customer
named Scott.
He's not named Scott.
You don't know that.
I work with the guy.
There's no way you could prove that.
But either way, customer comes in and is talking to Scott. I mean, my coworker, and he's pretty sure he kind of, I guess, on the YouTube videos, it looks like Scott. So, Scott.
Hey, me.
Yeah.
So I have a doppelganger. Turns out,
and I work with him.
What are the damn odds? What are the damn odds? Anyway, interesting anecdote.
It was just a funny story. I was laughing.
He was. I was there. It was me working with him. Anyway, what's the scariest event you've ever experienced, paranormally or spookily speaking? We're probably going to hear something new from Christian. Every time someone talks about this stuff, he's like, well, there was this one time, and he adds on to the list of things that have never happened to him or his brain did to him. So
okay.
Let's hear it.
I'm going to blow your mind here.
Uh-oh.
Back in the days when I was married, this would have been around
1842.
90, 89, 90. No, it would have been
89.
It would have been 1990. My wife is pregnant.
Yes.
We took to the dog.
Excuse me?
We took the dog to the park.
Oh. Okay.
Dog's name was Pooch. Turner and Pooch. That was the joke.
Pooch.
Pooch. P-O-O-C-H.
But the dog is Hooch, right?
Yeah.
You're Turner. I get it now. I was like, it's Hooch, Christian?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm an idiot. It's fine.
So we're making a left-hand turn into our apartment complex, and traffic's really bad. So the cars let us in, and somebody was passing on the far right, not even a lane, hit the car, passenger side, pregnant wife's in the car, dog was in my lap. The dog flew out the window, and just instinctually, I reached up and grabbed it. A small dog. Grabbed it.
Like a chihuahua, you're like...
Not that, it wasn't a chihuahua, but a little bit bigger. It was a mix. So, grabbed it, all this noise, the crashing.
It was like a Spider-Man moment, or
it was just weird. It was weird. It's one of those things that probably...
Did you hear any voices?
No, I was alive.
You're gonna be okay.
No, but it was scary as hell because the car hit the side with...
That would be scary enough, yes.
With my pregnant wife. In the end, my son was fine, born prematurely, not because of the accident at that time, maybe later on. But that was the scariest moment of my whole life.
Was that paranormal?
Oh, it was paranormal?
Yes.
Fuck, I just wasted my whole time.
That's fine. We're used to you wasting our time.
I don't have any scary paranormal things.
Are you outside your damn mind?
Other than stuff that I believed was real when I was a kid.
Yes. Pick one of those. What was the scariest one? The devil? Mr. Sandman?
I didn't know it was, I didn't think it was the devil necessarily at that time.
Whatever the beans demon or whatever the fuck it was. What was it? Fake meats? Was it ham? What was the spokesperson for?
The little devil.
Yeah.
Spam or I don't know what it was.
No, it was something Canadian ham or who fucking knows. But well, someone knows because they posted in our comments at one point. But
everything was kind of scary in that house, though. So I understand when people talk about like their houses being just really scary.
Yeah, you just don't believe them, though. You understand it, but you're like,
I don't necessarily believe it's always supernatural. There's always a chance, but most of the stories we hear are probably not supernatural. But I am wrong. If they're supernatural, sometimes these things happen to people. But
these things sometimes happen to people.
So I don't know. Maybe it was childhood imagination. Maybe not.
Definitely not. For me, the creepiest thing was well, there's been a handful of them, but probably the one that sticks out the most is the Ouija demon from that girl that my apartment for 4 days, or it took a month to get rid of it or whatever. But I mean, everything from seeing that thing for, 3 days in a row, just having that feeling of being watched constantly, having that one time I was napping on the couch on a Saturday and I didn't know I was sleeping, but I looked at my door and I see the shadow entity fill the doorway pretty much and just stare at me, slowly move closer, and then just lunge and start choking me out. To wake up and feel like you're still choking is a terrifying feeling. So you're in your house where you're supposed to be at peace and you're being absolutely tormented by this demon from a Ouija board that you got from a girl you met at a karaoke bar. And that happens sometimes. And when I say that Vegas was a rough experience, that was on the lighter side of things.
I just feel like you should have known that there's some women you just don't date, or some situations you don't bring those people home. Yeah,
it wasn't really a dating situation, but that's,
I was trying not to say that because you are the father of my grandson.
That does happen. That did happen.
These things were probably not paranormal. They were just bad choices that you made back then. I'm sorry.
What I'm saying is the paranormal stuff that happened in Vegas is such a toned down version of actually how crazy shit was out there for a handful of years. My life was absolute chaos. I could write 5 books just on the crazy shit that I experienced while I was living out there for 6 years or something. It was a brief time. It wasn't a long time, but yeah, wild place to live, especially if you're me when you're 22 years old. Anywho, but yeah, the Ouija demon that haunted my apartment for some time was the worst. Creepiest, I should say. This next one's from Brenda. And this has actually been cleared up, but I wanted to throw it in here just because it says, does Scott really have long hair? And yes, if you go a few videos back, you will see me without a hat. My hair wasn't actually super long in those videos, but that's because I cut it because it was summer out here and it was very hot and we don't have AC. And I explained all that. And here we are. And I'm wearing a hat again. It's fine. I'll take it off at some point. You guys have hair, guys. It's fine. It's not that important.
Will he take it off? Because his son doesn't want him to take it off.
Sometimes. He's gotten over that most of the time, thankfully. Anyway, we have one more and then we'll kind of end it there. This is from Austin. says, have you guys ever considered collaborating with other similar podcasts? If so, who would you want to do a collab with? And
I think them other podcasts.
Yeah, get out of here. No, I think he means like episodes, like crossover episodes, kind of like. And here's the thing: I've been on a couple of shows. I was on the Confessionals a while back. It was like part of this mega episode thing, and so like my interview was somewhere in there. But I do talk to Tony, and I have talked to him about coming on our show at some point, and he said he's down whenever, just to let him know. And I just never let him know because I'm always busy and I'm always doing shit, and then like our schedule is so crazy that it's hard. But we do want to start branching out and doing other podcasts because it's fun. Like, and Belief Hole obviously would be the first for me. They're the people I actually want to talk to more than anyone, and that's because they're homies. They're cool.
One of our listeners has a podcast that might be fun to.
There you go.
To talk to
Amanda, right? I believe. Oh, do you not know what's the podcast called? It's The Wandering Crow.
That's right.
You're welcome, Christian. Yeah, you can't bring shit up if you don't have the information to back it up, you know?
I just started listening to it.
Yeah.
Huh. You better come at me, bro. Nothing.
You better nothing? Wow.
Nothing.
You see what you guys have done here? No.
Come at me, bro.
It'd be fun. And like I said, but that also kind of ties in with the live thing.
Yeah,
recording. We have to record in the studio, and if the internet is shitty, it's going to be rough.
Again, we're moving toward working on it. We got a couple things. We were just discussing it.
Yeah, literally. So yeah, it's up there. Is there anyone else that you would want? I mean, you'd probably like Belief Hole too, I imagine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So them probably, and we've talked to them too, but they were, I think last time we brought it up, they were in the middle of kind of setting up their new studio. They're probably equally as busy, if not more so busy than we are. So it's hard to really align those schedules. But at some point in time, we will do that.
The hard part is we both have full-time jobs. So,
amongst other things.
And
so, yeah.
Scott's a father.
And a business owner.
And I'm a grandfather that just likes to hang out with his grandson all the time. So
and that takes time. The boy is very cleany. He likes his hangouts.
Yeah. So we are working on it. We'll get to the point, I believe, where we can focus more on this stuff.
More importantly than that, like what we want, what you guys should do is actually in the comments or even on social media somewhere, if you want to see us collaborate or do episodes with specific podcasts or even people that are kind of in the paranormal field, tag us in their comments. Say, you need to hook up with these guys. You guys need to do something with these dudes. And that way, that either gets the ball rolling or they can reach out to us if they're interested. We can kind of, at that point start. We've had people reach out to be on the show. I field probably, 5 emails a month from random folks that are like, you need this spiritual healer to come on and talk to you about clearing. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I don't want it to be boring as fuck. And I have the power.
My pineal gland's blocked. I need to talk to these people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway, like we get people that legit, and I've had someone reach out and be like, hey, or leave us voicemail like, you really want me on your show? And I'm like, great. Yeah, you haven't given any fucking information. If you don't give any information about your stories or anything like that, like I'm not just going to be like, hey, come on the show, because I am 100% that bitch that will hang up on someone if they're completely just like trolling us. I'm not going to be nice. I'm not a kind person that's like, oh, you got us. I will hang up on people. And if anything, that'd probably be dramatic and great for clicks, so maybe I'll reach out. Essentially what I'm saying is that we don't just welcome anyone on. Like we do we have our own thing. We have a very specific vibe, and that's kind of what we roll within. We are open. We have reached out to several people and have talked to people about doing a show with us and everything like that, and it sounds fun, but again, aligning schedules is kind of difficult. At some point it's going to happen though. It sounds fun, and when we figure this out and a little less loosey-goosey with everything, we're going to make that happen. Start commenting on people, say, hey, you would do great with the Freaky Deaky, or you guys should meet up with them or link up with them or whatever, blah, blah, blah. We could network that way. In the meantime, you're kind of stuck with Christian and I until we figure that out.
Let them know we're cool.
Yeah, let them know. I say, hey, these guys are cool. They're not narcs. Not narcs.
I'm not a narc.
We're definitely not narcs. We are probably the furthest thing from narcs. That's fine. So I don't know how to end this. This is Ask Me Anything. Do you have any other questions? We can do another AMA at some point. If you have a question for us specifically about this show, our personal lives or whatever, I guess personal lives? You want personal lives?
Some personal life.
Don't get too personal, like, Come on, that's TFD After Dark. Anyway, if you are a single woman and you're interested
Stop it. This is.
You can ask Christian anything in the comments.
I mean, you can ask me anything in the comments.
You can. You can. And with that, I guess we'll see you guys later. Toodles.